All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here at the Salisbury Center, fueled by Monster Energy for the second half of tonight's fights. It's our pro card. These pro fights are sanctioned by the Commonwealth of Virginia, Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation. Executive Director is Kate Nospich. Board Operations Administrator is Jermaine Gray. Program Coordinator is Vernon Porter. Our officials, ringside physician, it's Dr. Travis Lee. His assistant is Mackenzie Patterson. Our judges for tonight's event are Brian Costello, Lisa Cuellar, and Evan Hollowber. Your referee for this evening's fights is Angel Ortiz, and your timekeeper is Jody Patterson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring and fighting out of the red corner, it's Christian Gonzales.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to CageZilla 79 for our pro card, which will begin with a welterweight bout. Starting off with Christian Gonzales making his way to the ring. This 29-year-old has a 3-5 amateur record, and this is his pro debut out of Elevate MMA Academy.
Now, Christian Gonzales is an experienced fighter. He has 3 decision victories in the amateurs, but he's spent a good amount of time honing his game. He says in the back that he feels like he really just had an overall level up, specifically for MMA grappling. His wall work, his cage control, his ability to operate on the floor. He just feels like all that is leveled up and was the thing missing from his amateur career, so that the record looked a little prettier going back, but he's looking to come into the pro ranks, storm through it now. He is a forward pressure fighter by his own talking points. He says he has a boxing base. He did, though, his majority of his striking experience come with kickboxing. He wanted to give a shout out to his wife of 10 years who was there for his first ever smoker. I think having a companion that can be your ride or die through the sport is amazing, and they have over 10 years together. Shout out. He is in the corner, in the cage. Our referee Angel going through the final check. And he needs to get his mouth guard in over at his corner. But Angel will let him in, go get that from his coaches. And now third declarer to welcome out the red corner for this professional MMA bout.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Marc-Ari Lewis.
And his opponent, Marc-Ari Lewis, 34 years old, standing at 6'1", is entering in with a 1-1 pro record, which followed up on an illustrious amateur career, standing at 6-7. He's fighting out of your home, Liam, Kaizen MMA.
I am so happy to welcome War Child the Brute to everybody here. Now, I know him as Will Lewis. That's what he goes by in our gym. Marc-Ari is his official name, though. Now, hey, Will is an amazing guy. You can also find him on Instagram writing poetry at the same day. He's a true martial artist. He lives this life. I'd say the biggest improvements to Will since coming off that decision loss here at CageZilla 72 has been his grappling. He's gone outside of Kaizen MMA to one of our friend school's Legend Wrestling Club in Vienna, Virginia. He worked under former NCAA Coach of the Year Ian, getting his wrestling down, and now Kaizen MMA has added an amazing new coach right there in Faik Mamedov, a former head coach at Grappland out of Azerbaijan. These two influences have really helped Will loosen up his grappling, exit his head, and give all he can to his experience. He's gone out, he's won jiu-jitsu tournaments, he's gone out, he's played with wrestlers, he's challenged himself, and now with the Kaizen army behind him, I'm so excited to see my man perform. Now that said, he has a challenge in front of him. We're going to give as objective a commentary as we can, because hey, this is a test. Will sometimes has had a liability of sitting back, trying to pick the right shots, kind of overthinking in the cage. I'm looking for Will to let loose, to be free in there, and right now dancing to the Jamaican tones coming out. I'm so happy to see him having fun. Let's go to Chris. Let's get this professional MMA bout underway here at the Salisbury Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CageZilla Pro Welterweight division. It is brought to you by our friends at Tony's New York Style Pizza, simply the best Italian dishes in Northern Virginia, and Mike Pignoni, the defense attorney of Northern Virginia. Starting out, fighting out of the red corner, Standing 5'11" and weighing in at 170 pounds, he is making his pro debut with us this evening. He's fighting out of Elevate MMA Academy. It's Christian Gonzalez. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'1" and weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Kaizen MMA. He brings a record of 1 win and 1 defeat as a professional. It's Marc-Ari Lewis. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CageZilla Pro Welterweight division. It is brought to you by Tony's New York Style Pizza and Mike Pignoni, and your referee is Angel Ortiz.
All right, everybody, we're entering into our first professional bout of CageZilla 79. Both of our competitors squaring off. Angel Ortiz, our referee, in the center of the ring, making sure everybody is ready for what's about to get underway.
Will coming out in the southpaw stance, just finding his initial jabs, has a good switch kick. Now I'm looking for Gonzalez. He says he's a forward pressure fighter, but right now he's the one kind of poking and just feeling out that lead hand control. Ooh, Will coming in with a nice counter left. Gonzalez looking like he has some sharp hands waiting for him, though.
Yep, Lewis trying to find an approach angle. Gets a good shot there, almost to the gut of Gonzalez, but Gonzalez is still controlling that center of the ring for the time being. And right now, as you said, Liam, it's just kind of a trading of blows back and forth.
Gonzalez is doing a really smart thing against the southpaw in Lewis. He's trying to fire his right hand first. You're seeing a lot of lead hand controls, and that left hook of Gonzalez, honestly, is just trying to guide Will's head into the line. Now, we're seeing Gonzalez switching stances. That's an okay strategy against the southpaw. Sometimes southpaw fighters don't have a lot of other southpaws in their own gym. It can be a little confusing. A little clash of the heads on that strike.
Yep, this open stance between the two of them, because of that southpaw approach, means that Lewis has the ability to get some big accelerated shots from that trailing leg. Right now, though, it is up close and personal. Both of these fighters just kind of fishing for an opening.
Oh, that was a mean one by Will. I like how Will is committing to these harder strikes. Right now, these leg attacks, though, are leaving him kind of off base. We'd like to see a little more boxing just so that he can get other offense going. Nice intercepted leg, kind of hops up to kill that takedown attempt. He's going to need a pummel and underhook to deny the full body lock by Gonzalez. Going for an outside reap right now.
Yep, look at that leg right now. Gonzalez trying to find leverage, but with the cage pushing Marc-Ari Lewis all the way up to the side here, it looks like he's going to stay on his own 2 feet, and now it's just a matter of trying to smother with body weight to stop these shots that we're seeing Lewis get in on that right side.
I'll give Gonzalez credit. He did improve his wrestling. That was actually a very clever thing. He felt that the upper body control wasn't helping him as much. He goes to reap the leg, and then by collecting Lewis's right leg, he gets to bring the hands for the single. That said, Will's right now keeping a very disciplined base, fighting into his over-under. We work a lot on wall wrestling back at Kaizen MMA. He's trying to find his horns in the neck, though. Will right here tagging, just trying to, show a little bit of offense, but I'd like to see him turning off the cage more. I like to see him starting to walk his feet to create the offense. Gonzalez doing a perfect job of covering both sides of the body just to pin Will to the wall at the moment.
But you could almost say that covering is all that Gonzalez is really able to do, being this close up against the wall versus Lewis. Lewis is doing a good job trying to wrap that arm back around, and he's getting some solid strikes in. However, control definitely still in Gonzo's corner.
Absolutely, and hey, this is tiring work to be like, oh, very good outside trip by Gonzalez. He settles that half guard. Let's see if Will can create the urgency to get back up. His back is close to the cage. Now, hey, that was tiring work, and Gonzalez is going to want to get a reward from it. But that said, he was effective. We talked, Will might have been laying those pepper blows, but right now he's the one that has to work up from the bottom.
Lewis trying his best to isolate that right arm of Gonzalez. He does not want that coming in and getting free strikes up against his head. That could be disastrous right in front of the judges there, you see. But Gonzo, for the time being, still in this mounted position, is trying to shimmy up this body to get a little bit more leverage. Lewis struggling to stop that from happening. Here comes the wraparound of that right arm yet again from the red fighter.
Very smothering, chest control. This is Gonzalez's growth, but he's probably going to look back on this and say that, what could I have gotten more here? I like that he's starting to release that right hand, but you can also see that Will's framing on it. It gets a little frustrated. Right here, he's pinning Will. He's controlling Will. He's doing a good job of finishing this bout in a dominant position. And honestly, on the feet, it was fairly even. While I like that Will now has transitioned to that right underhook, he needs to start scooting off to the right side of his body, though. 2 shoulders on the mat is you getting pinned. 1 shoulder, 1 hip on the mat is you starting to work for freedom.
Liam, we talked a little bit before about this kind of split between the amateur and pro side of things. These longer rounds and this continual smothering Gonzo could impact how the judges view the outcome of this fight. What do you think we need to see out of Lewis right here, right now, to try to turn this round around?
We need to see an explosion. Will right now is kind of settling for these pitter-patter, kind of like just making sure that the control doesn't get past half guard. He doesn't get into any more danger. But we don't see him getting out of danger. Like, he's in here, he's hitting slight things. He's trying to show that, hey, I'm the active, I'm the one looking for damage. I'm the one that's trying to do it. But the judges, at least the prior judging crew, was rewarding takedowns. These are completely different judges in the professional ranks. The commission has to switch out. So we don't know what these judges are looking for like we did the amateur commission. But Will has to work to get off the back. He can't settle for being down low. Now that Gonzalez is opening up, Will might have some more opportunities. But again, like, oh, he sits for the... That's clever. I like that from Gonzalez. Gonzalez sat for an ankle lock right at the end, knowing that there was no punishment if he lost the position. It was just, hey, let me try this threat. Let me show him that I got more grappling than him. Now, Lewis can't accept bottom position again. Lewis will have to take the risk of moving up because right there, I give Gonzalez that round. Like, Will is a Kaizen fighter. I give the round to the opponent because it was fairly even on the feet. There was no, like, visible damage in the sense of nobody landed a shot and sent somebody wobbling. And the tit-for-tat scoring, 1-for-1, it was pretty even. That said, okay, if damage is even, the next level is grappling. If you're in a jiu-jitsu match, Gonzalez just won it. We'll see what adjustment they go into round 2. If Will has a little more urgency to strike. I also think Gonzalez now feels like, oh my God, this grappling, it feels nice. I did level up. It's working for me. So that's probably, hey, if it's winning, don't change it.
So Liam, let me ask you a question as a pro fighter. How cognizant are you when you move from the amateurs to the pro ranks of making mistakes? Because it looks like a lot of the wild cowboy type fighting stuff that you see in the amateurs, you don't see it as much, at least at this level of pros. So when you're first stepping into the pro ranks, are you really nervous about making a mistake?
You are. You're nervous not just because of the mistake, but it's also you're opening a business. Sensei Nemes tells us all the time in Kaizen, when you become a professional, you're opening a business.
Really good point.
If you win well, your stock shoots through the roof. You lose well, your stock kind of maintains. If you lose poorly, your stock drops.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've seen that a few times where fighters maybe weren't ready to make the jump, and they do, and go 0-2 or 0-3, and then ruin their career. So,
absolutely, absolutely. Now, right now, what you're also seeing, though, from the professional ranks is, and for everyone watching, I know this looks exactly like what you just watched for 6 bouts in the amateur division, but what you're not recognizing is these guys come with far more experience, often far more experience in other composite sports of MMA. So just their ability and their bag is so much deeper that you have to tread water sometimes. You kind of have to test waters and figure out, what does this guy have for me?
And look at the striking game. I think this is a testimony to that experience. Those multi-piece combos that you're starting to see come out from both sides shows that they're here to take one another down with the background that they have.
I think so, too. I think Will gained confidence, not being on the ground and not going all too bad. He was willing to strike more. That was a beautiful cut kick by Gonzalez. Will entering some daily Hiva guard, try to work back to his feet. Goes for the takedown, gets up, lands a right hook on the exit.
Wow.
Great adjustment from Will. We're very happy to see that right now. Now, that said, hey, Will's getting confident. Will's starting to open up his striking. That confidence comes from, hey, I didn't take too much damage on the ground. Maybe I can risk going back down there, and now he knows he has to get back up.
Well, you know, on the flip side of that, it looked like Gonzo was really willing to stay on his feet. He didn't really dive in for anything on that, and maybe he didn't find the success he was hoping for in the first round with the ground game.
Absolutely, and hey, like Will was able to actually keep the guard and keep him. Oh, Will for the back trip almost. Good attempt by Will, keeping Gonzalez on his toes, trying to make sure, hey, I'm also the grappling threat here too.
Control on the neck from Gonzo. Hands immediately flew there, trying to control Lewis just a little bit right back here. This looks pretty evenly matched. Certainly a different sea change from what we saw out of that first round that was very ground-based.
Absolutely. I'm liking the pace of these exchanges. Both guys, they're not necessarily going slow. Will, when he fires, he explodes. Will is an incredible athlete. That said, I'm also seeing deep best by Gonzalez, who was far more forcing the grappling exchanges early in the first round. Ooh, also first time, let's all recognize in about 1 minute is the most amount of amateur experience for a full-length decision Gonzalez would have been able to go to. 9 minutes. 9 minutes is all you got to work in the amateur. In pros, it's 15 minutes. Let's see how his gas tank holds up in the professional length bout, which Will is accustomed to.
Yep. Lewis yet again just slipping through that striking attempt from Gonzo. And one question I have from you, stemming from that first round, Liam, is how do you feel when you're in a position like Lewis where you were on the ground, on your back for the majority of that first round? Is that going to wind you? Or do you think maybe he's actually able to rest up a little bit while Gonzo had to control everything from above?
I can't say you're resting because the entire thing is, oh, no, I'm here. Oh, no, I'm here. Oh, no, I'm on my back. But, hey, recognizing good, powerful left kick. Starting to showboat, but if somebody says, nah, I didn't, sometimes it means, oh, that did dig deep. That did hurt a little bit. I'm liking that Wills have a very consistent leg kick game so far in this fight. Right now, Gonzalez is switching his stance a lot. I have no idea if that's a real, like, oh, I think I'm feeling some good offense here, or is, hey, he's kind of chewing up this left leg of mine. Maybe I should start protecting it by putting it in the back.
And Liam, that's one thing I was going to touch on earlier with the leg kicks is that really becomes evident in the pro fights when you get in deep water and you can't even plant off that lead leg. That's when it really becomes a factor. And in the amateur division, 3-minute rounds, it doesn't take as much of a toll as it does in these 5-minute rounds.
And now, hey, like, we're now seeing a momentum shift here. I think we can all acknowledge it right now is that Gonzalez is not the one who is coming up and firing big combinations. He's kind of single-shotting it now, taking some deep breaths. Meanwhile, Will is the one building a more consistent, not just strikes thrown, but strikes landed.
And I wonder if him beginning to feel that.
Oh, beautiful left as Gonzalez tries to turn around. Sorry, Chris, continue.
Oh, no, nothing to apologize for. That was great what we just saw right there. But my question is Gonzalez in a position where he's realizing, oh, man, these rounds being so much longer at the pro level means I have to sit through another one of these, and I don't know if I have the energy to go for a takedown right now.
You know, he's going to try because fists coming at you with the intent of pain is a scary thing. Oh, right there, Will drop shot! He's a follow-up, 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. Will can't blow his gas tank here. He has to make sure that this round is finished dominantly, and that's what he does.
Wow.
Angel separates them. That's not a finish. We do have a third round coming up. But Will, if there was any doubt or complexion, Gonzalez is hurt. Gonzalez needs to stand up on his own power.
No.
If he does not stand up on his own power, it should not. The bout will be called off. Gonzalez needs to be the one to choose to stand up.
Yeah,
he's looking at his coaches. They're telling him, hey, man, you're got to be the one to do it.
He just rolled from his knee to his butt.
Oh, hey, they're calling it. They're calling it. The corner has called it. That is a TKO victory for Marc-Ari Lewis out of Kaizen MMA. He is back in the win column at 2-1.
One thing that Jess down here ringside from Tribe Called Jess podcast just touched on was, I don't know what the Kaizen guys said to Mark in the corner, but he came out in that second round a different fighter than he was in the first. Maybe it was a feeling out process, who knows, but he came out and got the job done in the second round. Great job by Mark.
I can be no more prouder than Will right now. War Child the Brute, the mentality speaks for itself. He went through a struggle period, but then I think, as you called it, Chris, he found his flow. I think what Sensei Nima, what Faik said in the corner is, why are you giving this man respect? A lot of Will has been getting him to come out of his shell, getting him to start extending and start initiating combinations more. I think it was simply a mindset from Sensei Nima, from Faik, from Brandon Doyle in the corner, and flipping the switch and showing him, hey, he just gave you his best effort. He gave you his best fresh effort, and all he could do was hold you down. He could not hurt you. So go out there and hurt him. And we're going to get a replay of that beautiful knockdown. Right there, a left hand straight across the jaw. Will follows in, knee on belly, ground and pound, and he's eventually going to throw one knee to the body. He continues it right here. Oh, he picked him up. That's a great technical strike. Great job, Angel Ortiz, for letting the action play out. making sure that the fighter had everything he needed. Now we're going to throw to Chris Fuller to make this fight official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Angel Ortiz has called a stop to the action. 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the second round for your winner by TKO. Out of the blue corner, it's Marc-Ari Lewis.
Once again, congratulations to Kaizen MMA and Marc-Ari Lewis for a beautiful finish in the second round of this professional fight, the first one of the night here for CageZilla 79.
We'll be back to you after these messages with more professional MMA bouts. And please wait. We have a world champion fighting tonight in Muhammad Ali coming back for another MMA bout, trying to make it to the higher levels of this sport. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great night. We'll see you after these messages. Oh, wait. I'm sorry I spoke too soon. We will get a closing interview from our victor, Will Lewis. We're just waiting for this respectful exchange between combatants to close up. Sensei Nima with the patented selfie after the victory.
Let's hear it again for Marc-Ari Lewis, guys. And we're going to step in here and talk to him. Come here, Mark. That's got to feel amazing.
Yeah.
When I saw you come out, you were so focused, so determined. You wanted it. It was like I could see it in your eyes. But after that first round, you came out a completely different fighter, and I saw you listening to your corner. What were they saying to you, and what did they say that was crucial and what changed in your adjustment?
To do what the fuck I came out here to do. Can I take this real quick? First and foremost, I want to thank God. He put everybody in my life that I train with that is a positive influence on me. My sensei, Coach Faik, my boy Brandon Doyle, my forever cornerman, my team, my whole team Kaizen, man. Ever since I've been there, like I've had other coaches and teammates as well, but like I never really had like a super knit family, like everybody really busting their ass to try and see each other grow and get better. Fighting is selfish, but I don't think you're selfish when you come here because you got the whole weight of the team on your back. I don't want to let my teammates down. I don't want to let myself down above all else. And I want to make a testament, like, if God woke me up today, I'm here and I'm grateful. Get me? Sorry. I want to shout a couple people out. Community Over Competition. Follow them on Instagram. They are an all-women's organization trying to raise money for Destiny's Children's organization trying to save kids from getting sex trafficked all over the world. Yeah, it's a lot, man. Like everybody who's been there for me throughout this entire camp. One of my students, Danielle, wherever you're at, she's been holding my puppy for me the whole week. Because when you're in camp, like you just gotta go, go, go. My twin flame, if she's here in the audience, I see you, I respect you, proud of you. And yeah, the whole team Kaizen, even if you're not here, man, stand up. I love you guys. All right.
Thank you so much, Mark. And it was a team effort. It was one of my notes. And congratulations, 100% finish rate. Awesome, dude.
Like and subscribe to CageZilla.